Welcome back to the Triple Double Watch, guys. Today we are recapping NFL Week 4, previewing NFL Week 5. I lied in one more video. We are doing the joint
It's
at least
just
one more time, but it'll
the
be,
schedules don't line up too well. It's just
yeah, it's just Mondays be hectic, and we'll see. But we'll get into the quick recap of Week 4. We'll get into our picks, and we'll go right into Week 5. Week 4 had a lot of close games, but I think we'll fly through a lot of these. Thursday Night Football had the Bengals beating Dolphins 27-15. Bengals get back on track. They look really good in that game. Tua with a scary injury, and definitely more to come out on that soon. As of now, still a lot going on as far as the player safety goes for that.
yeah, it's going to be interesting going forward. See how long he's out. You picked Cincinnati and I picked Miami for that one, so you got one on that. And I actually picked Tua for player of the game, so that's just a huge oof there. But yeah, it's a big topic for sure. So
Yep. I've seen some independent doctors that aren't involved with the situation, so they wouldn't know perfectly, but suggest he doesn't play again, and so ever. And that'd be a crazy thing, but you never know. So wishing all the best for him. We'll see what happens. Moving on, first London game of the year had Vikings versus the Saints. Vikings pull out a dub 28-25. A lot of late game back and forth in that one. Vikings kick a field goal late to go up with about 30 seconds. Saints get in range with a 61-yard field goal. And who's their kicker? Brett Meyer?
I think so. Double doinked it.
Yeah, double doinked it. So unfortunate for the Saints. Vikings keep rolling up to 3-1. So, like I said, if they start 5-1, I'm satisfied with my prediction for them. They look good. And it's just about how you expect this game to go with no Jameis Winston, no Michael Thomas for the Saints. So,
yeah, a lot of injuries for the Saints. Gonna have to get healthy.
moving on, had a high shootout game. Seahawks beat the Lions 48-45, one of the highest scoring games in a few years potentially. At least in recent memory. The game was just hectic. I was following along at times, and the Lions were down big at one point and wouldn't go away. And the Lions' offense is one of the best in the league at this point. It's just they can't allow under 30 points a game. So,
yeah, it's pretty wild. We were both pretty high on them, so we're not too shocked by this, but it is a little bit surprising.
Yeah, Dan Campbell's got to get the defense going. He seems like a defensive guy, so he needs to get that defense rolling. They'll pick up some wins then. Jared Goff looks good. I still think he's got a lot of potential in this league. So, moving on, Jets beat the Steelers 24-20. Biggest two storylines out of that is probably the quarterbacks on both sides. Zach Wilson looks pretty solid in his first game back from injury. And then Mitch Trubisky gets benched for Kenny Pickett, who had 2 rushing touchdowns in the game, but also threw 3 interceptions. Now, Kenny Pickett's been named the starter, I believe, for next week against Buffalo.
I don't think he's been named, but it's expected.
Yeah, I saw at least on like depth charts too that have kind of been circulated around. So I'm assuming. But what do we think about the Kenny Pickett, Mitch Trubisky?
Well, I don't agree with going into Week 5 with him for multiple reasons. I'll get to that when we get to the game. But the 3 interceptions are not really all his fault. There was one that was a Hail Mary. One was a receiver, I think Claypool's fault. And you can say it through 3 interceptions, but they weren't really all him. But it's going to be interesting. They got both of them going forward. I'll get into deeper who I think should have been starting. So,
yeah, absolutely. Big storyline for the Steelers rest of the way. So, moving on, Giants beat the Bears 20-12. Giants are 3-1 now. Had to go Wildcats some in the second half with Tyrod Taylor came in for Daniel Jones when he sprained his ankle. Then Tyrod Taylor suffered a concussion. Went Wildcat for a bit. Daniel Jones hobbled around for a bit in the fourth quarter, the whole bit, but yet the defense holds stout and Giants pull out a dub. So.
Yeah, big one for them. Like you've mentioned, one of these teams had to be 3-1, and neither of us would have expected that. So, good win for the Giants, but going to be interesting to see the quarterback situation.
Yeah, once again, I mean, I just don't know. Bears got to air it out some, especially when they're on a Wildcat formation. You just feels like you have nothing to lose. So, but I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Had a division game. Titans, Colts, expected to be the two best teams in their division. Jacksonville's remained pesky. Titans pull out the W, though, on the road, 24-17, in what was a pretty good game. And the Titans 2-2 and look better now, at least.
Yep, definitely both of these teams need to get going soon. Like you said, Jacksonville looks good. Probably the headline of this is Jonathan Taylor getting hurt. We'll get to that. He's going to be out for Thursday night tonight, probably when you're seeing this. So that'll be an interesting storyline.
For sure. Moving on, Chargers have a get-right game against the Texans, win 34-24. Scores closer than it even was. They were up big at one point, kind of cruised to victory. Definitely needed this game. I don't know. The Texans are in a weird spot because, like, Davis Mills is all right, but I don't know if he's going to be the guy for him. But it's the guy this year at least, so he's got a year to prove himself.
Yeah, I don't know if they have anybody at any position that's going to be that guy right now. It's just a definite low in the rebuild, I would say, so it's going to be interesting to see where they go, honestly, in the next few years.
Yeah, for sure. Moving on, Falcons beat the Browns at home 23-20. It was also a really good game. I think that was one you had the Falcons, I had the Browns,
yeah,
right?
that was our second difference. So
Even did back
so
up
far.
there on the week. Chris Mariota did not do much, I believe, but at the ground game was insane for the Falcons. Cordell Patterson goes down with injury, but Tyler Algier, I don't know if that's pronounced it. Sorry if it's not, but I know he's a rookie. 10 for 84. Caleb Huntley, 10 for 56 and a touchdown. So ground game was huge. Browns couldn't get it going, and Falcons 2-2 now also. So.
Yep, mid-off of the week.
Yeah, pretty much. Moving right along. The Cowboys beat the Commanders 25-10. Cowboys just dominated this game start to finish. The defense was amazing. Carson Wentz and company could not get anything going. Carson Wentz looked promising again, and I feel like it's every year he looks promising at the start, and it already seems like it's going downhill a bit. Now, granted, this is a tough Cowboys defense. Cooper Rush, 3-0, though, in his Cowboys season. So.
Yep, 4-0 in his career. Dak was originally targeting a return this week, but not going to happen. So be interesting when he comes back. I'd be interested to see if Rush finds a job anywhere else next year.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's definitely got the potential to now. A lot of teams are searching, and I still don't know if he presents the wow factor, but you go 3-0 and teams will be looking for you. So.
Yeah.
Moving along, Eagles beat the Jaguars 29-21. Jaguars jumped out early lead in this game, had a fumble 6 touchdown on defense, but Eagles bounced back. Jalen Hurts gets going, and Jaguars fall to 2-2, but still look like a very, very good 2-2 team right now.
Yep, for sure. I was very low on them, so this is honestly surprising, but the Eagles only remaining undefeated team still, so just see how long they can ride.
Yeah, so feels kind of early. I feel like through 4 weeks you still usually have a few teams, but there was only 2 teams after 3 weeks, which is very, very low. Feels like a lot of parity this year, which is good. The Jaguars 2-2, like we said, we were low. I think I had them 6-11, but they look better than 6-11 even. So that's good for the Jaguars. I'm happy. So. Moving on, Bills beat the Ravens 23-20. This was a weird game just because Bills never got it going, Ravens never got it going. Tied late 20-20. Ravens go for it on 4th and goal. Do not convert. Bills drive down, run out the clock, and kick the field goal as time expires to win this game.
Not only do not convert, but throw a pick into the end zone. Questionable on multiple ends on that play. But instead of having them backed up, you give them a touchback to the 20. So that changes the whole momentum. But, yeah, a lot of questions from that one, even from player to coach. So.
Where was that play snapped from? Do you remember about where?
Somewhere inside the 10, and maybe somewhere in the 4 to 7 range, maybe. I don't remember hearing it. I just saw the play.
Now, obviously, the interception hurts too. They get it at the 20 instead of let's say 6 for argument's sake. I don't know, but if you're snapping that from the 5 or 6, like that's a low chance. I know you trust in Lamar and stuff, and yeah, Josh Allen on the other side can easily lead his team for a touchdown, but your defense had held stout against him all day. I just feel like you kind of get your points there and play the game still, because you could even have had another possession at it. But I don't know, weird situation. We're praising them if it works, so it's just kind of how it goes. That's the Ravens football. Gotta respect it. Moving on, Cardinals beat the Panthers 26-16. Cardinals needed this one. They're 2-2 now. Panthers just look abysmal. I mean, I don't know. The offense has weapons but can't get it to them. The defense is all right, but nothing special. And so, I don't know. Cardinals get going, though.
I was kind of looking, and I kind of forgot that Sam Darnold is on IR and Coral's out for the year. I was about to say, when is Baker's time ending, but they might have to ride it out. I was really high on him coming into this year, too. It's not looked hot. I still think he's got something in him. I don't know what it is or where it's at, but yeah, not looking too hot down there.
And I don't know, I haven't watched their games in depth, but I've heard that there's some offensive line trouble, which definitely gets into the mind of the quarterback, especially when you're trying to find new weapons that you're not used to and stuff. If you don't have time to find them, that affects a lot. I believe Sam Darnold's eligible to come back this week. I don't know if he will. If not, probably next week. But even then, like, are you really going to turn to Sam Darnold? We saw how that worked last year. I mean, I don't know. Eventually they may try it. I think he's still got at least 3 or 4 more weeks to figure it out, though. So.
Yep.
Moving along, we got the Raiders get their first W of the season, beat the Broncos 32-23. Broncos fall to 2-2. Big storylines, Javonte Williams tears his ACL, out for the season. But the Raiders looked pretty good in this one.
Yep. Shout out K-Dog. They finally did it. Huge Josh Jacobs game. Got to mention that. They just pretty much gave it to him most of the second half, I'm pretty sure. Just rode Josh Jacobs to the win, and hopefully Hunter Renfrow will get back here soon, and that'll change this offense. Get these guys more open, like Waller and Adams.
Yeah, for sure. They got to build on this, make 1 win into 2, and keep on rolling.
Good luck, though.
Yeah, exactly. We'll get into that. Packers beat the Patriots 27-24 in overtime. Best bet of the week was Patriots to cover 9.5 or 10 or wherever it was at when you might have bet it, because Patriots did that easily. They hung in there. Brian Hoyer goes down early with a concussion, or maybe not a concussion. He said some type of head injury.
Well,
and then
what other head injury is there that's?
Well, I mean, I don't know. They could. I don't know.
Mostly.
Yeah. And then Bailey Zappi, right?
Zappi, yep, that's that guy.
Zappi.
He's that guy.
Bailey Zappi, rookie quarterback, comes in, looks pretty solid, manages the game, keeps them in it. They get to OT, lose the coin toss. They both trade 3 and outs, and then that was all she wrote. Packers go down, get the field goal as time expires. So.
Yep, I was watching this game at the end. Zappi, I the play that he got a touchdown off of was questionable. A little bit of a miscommunication with the refs, I guess, in the time. But anyway, he looked solid. Obviously, you want to get Mac Jones back. But I feel like if Hoyer and Zappi are the options going into this week, I would rather have Zappi.
Yeah, I think so, too. It's one of those things, too, where he's got potential. And, Brian Hoyer is all right, but we know his capabilities, and he's not going to just will you to a win by any means, and I don't think Zappi will either, but I'd like to see the young gun get a shot, but we'll see. I saw a lot of Packers fans say, like, we should be embarrassed about this win, but it's a good Patriots defense still. I mean, the defense did not get worse by any means. Pick 6 on Rodgers aided them in this game. A win is a win in the NFL. Yeah,
Rodgers is still trying to figure out his core there. I mean, they're still trying to gel. It's going to take a while, so I think it's a big win for them. We're not that bad.
Yeah. Sunday Night Football, Chiefs beat the Buccaneers in the other shootout of the week, 41-31. The Buccaneers rushed the ball a total of 6 times, 3 to Fournette, 3 to Ricard White, I think that's how you pronounce it. Fournette rushed for -3 yards on his 3 attempts, and then Brady just slung that thing like 50-something times for 400 yards, almost 3 touchdowns. Still wasn't enough to outlast Mahomes and company, who just scored dang near every possession they had, and Buccaneers couldn't keep up. So
Rashad White, by the way.
Okay, the spelling trips me up there. Yeah.
Anyways, that was one that I got right. I picked Pat as my player of the week. Pretty solid. Yeah, it gets me up 1 going into this Monday night matchup. So, I didn't pick that one right. I'll tell you that one. I picked the Rams.
We scored again, didn't we?
We did. We're back. We're tied again. So.
Yep, because Monday Night Football, 49ers hosted the Rams and just dominated start to finish. 49ers win 24-9. All the Rams could do was mustered up 3 field goals. I watched bits and pieces of this game, and both times I turned it on, the Rams were in the red zone, and either Stafford threw a ball at somebody's feet or their wide receiver dropped it in the end zone. They could not score the touchdowns. And you gotta convert in the red zone at least once or twice in games like these. 49ers get it done. They got a pick 6 late to seal it up. And Rams, I still not believing really right now. So
yeah, well, the 49ers won this game, but the player of the game was Bobby Wagner. I mean, huge tackle, open field. It was a streaker or whatever. Wasn't a player, but anyways, yeah, the Rams up and down so far, it feels like. So, and then note on the Chiefs game, I didn't really say anything about it, but the Chiefs really look good going into Tampa. Getting a win on that defense with all of the weapons for Tampa back. I know it was a shootout, but that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's definitely the bigger takeaway. The Bucs offense got rolling, which is good for the Bucs, but the Bucs defense has been amazing through 3 games, and I think the Chiefs put up more points than the past 3 opponents combined, at least close.
I mean, and the Saints was 7 at least, I think. So that's
Yeah, and so the Chiefs' offense is scary as ever. We were way too low on them. And then as far as Bobby Wagner goes,
that is by far my worst miss, I think, so far.
Same. But Bobby Wagner was textbook. That's how you teach it right there. And he went down, he hunted him down, he got him.
He's got a police report filed against him that he's going to easily win.
Exactly.
So, all right, that's it for week 4. A lot of injuries. We'll mention those probably going into this one. Week 5, we got tonight, I'm assuming, if I get this out in time, Thursday night football. We got Indianapolis at Denver. This one I've absolutely gone back and forth on up until this point. So I'll hold out my options even longer. We'll get your word on it first.
Okay. Well, I was just going to copy whatever. No, I'm joking. But I went back and forth. Went back and forth one time in my head, and then I thought to myself, that's right, I still think the Broncos are frauds.
Oh.
So I'm going the Colts. And both teams are down their starting running back. Javonte Williams, ACL out for the year. Yeah. Jonathan Taylor's out for this game, at least with an ankle sprain. He'll probably be back in week 6. But, I don't know. I'm just going to go the Colts here. I think Broncos are frauds. So.
All right. Well, I went back and forth, but you can see that it's already written down there. I'm going with Denver. At home, I haven't seen anything. The Chiefs game obviously is impressive. Get a win. But other than that, it has been nothing impressive from the Colts. And now you're out your best player. So, I mean, nothing has shown to me that they're going to go into Denver and get a win. So I'm going with Denver, player of the game, Russ.
I'm going player of the game, Matt Ryan. That is very understandable, though. I do worry about Indy having to go into Denver on short rest. That's always a scary combination for NFL football. But
these teams are heavily underwhelming so far. Let's just go with that.
Both need a win.
Yep. And then we got another London game, back-to-back weeks. Aaron Rodgers and Green Bay is heading out there to face whoever is going to run QB for the Giants.
David Webb-led Giants, potentially.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with the Packers here, and I'm going to go with A-Rod.
Yeah, I'm going to go Packers, too. The Giants are a sneaky spread pick. I was picking spread on ESPN. They're like 8.5. I think it's kind of sneaky since it's in London, but straight up, definitely going Packers here. I'm going to go player of the game, Aaron Jones.
All right, so regular slate, we're going to start out with Pittsburgh and Buffalo. I'll get into it. I feel like I don't know about sending a first game starter in a rookie and Pickett into Buffalo of all places. Mitch Trubisky literally played there last year. I feel like he's going to be much more accustomed to that environment. So that's my reasoning for that. But either way, I'm going Buffalo, whoever's in there, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm definitely going Buffalo, too. Who's your player of the game? Because then I'll just...
Oh, we're not gonna be the same one. I'm not going with Allen or Diggs here. This is.
Oh. Okay. Well, I'll go Josh Allen still.
I'm going with Jordan Poyer.
Okay. Nice.
So yeah, he's gonna have like 2 picks, some big tackles. Pat McAfee made a bet with him that if he breaks the single season safety interception record, Pat's going to donate $1 million to a charity of Poyer's choice. So, and Poyer took it personally. He said he took it personally, so he's going to go out there and get him a couple picks.
Gonna eat on Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, that also factors into this.
Yeah, I'll say this too. Like, you would think Mitch Trubisky's used to the Buffalo defense even some, and so if you were trying to win this week, you would play Trubisky. But maybe we're already looking long term a bit, and we're gonna Tomlin really wants to see what they got in Pickett, and what better way to find out than
send him into Buffalo, see what he's got against the number 1 defense. All right, so let's go into Cleveland. Cleveland's gonna host the Chargers. Chargers got that win last week in Houston, so they're gonna go to another mid team and take them down as well.
I'm actually gonna go sneaky upset here. I'm gonna go Cleveland.
Oh boy. All right.
I think the defense is still good enough. No Keenan Allen for the Chargers still, and then I'm going to go player of the game, Nick Chubb, because he's just a consistent 100-yard, 1-touchdown performer at this point.
I'm going with the other running back, Austin Eckler. So. Houston at Jacksonville. Before this season started, I would have told you this would have been 2 of the worst teams right now. But it is one of the worst teams. And I'm going to go with Jacksonville on this one.
I'm also going Jacksonville. I'll go James Robinson for my player of the game.
I'm going with T-Law. Chicago at Minnesota. One of the other worst teams in the... just kidding. I'm going to go... They're not one of the worst, but we'll go with Minnesota either way here.
Yeah, I'm going Minnesota too. I'm going to go Jay Jettis to just destroy him back-to-back weeks he goes off.
Well, I'm going with Dalvin Cook. So, Detroit at New England.
Yeah, this is a weird one.
It is.
Who knows who's starting for New England? And Detroit, I still just believe in, so I'm going to go Detroit, who I think is an underdog right now at sports books, which just feels weird. I know it's at New England, but Detroit's established. But maybe Bailey Zappi will start and score 40 because Detroit has no defense, apparently. So, but I'm still going to go Detroit here. I'll go player of the game. I'll go Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's expected to be back, so.
All right, this might be the first time of the year. Might be the first time. I'm going with the boys. I'm going with the hometown, not really hometown, but my favorite team, the New England Patriots. I think it's going to be a Patriots defensive game. I'll say that. I'm not going to say a defensive game on both sides for obvious reasons, but I'm going with Matthew Judon for player of the game.
I liked it a lot.
So, yeah. Seattle at New Orleans. This one's also a very tough one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with New Orleans.
I'm also going New Orleans.
Hopefully they have Winston back. Hopefully they have Kamara back. Hopefully they have Michael Thomas back. Get 2 of the 3 back, and I still believe in you. I don't know.
I think I still believe with even 3 out. I don't know about without Alvin, but I still believe because it's tough to win in New Orleans, I think. So, and I'm not completely sold on Geno Smith. So I went with Olave, player of the game.
I'm going to go Kamara, assuming he comes back and plays.
It's a bold assumption with the way you pick. Usually your guys are always hurt when you pick them.
So I got to continue the trend of one guy out.
Miami at the Jets. This one's going to be an interesting one.
I'm going Miami. I'm going Teddy Bridgewater. 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. Have himself a game.
I'm going with Tyreek Hill.
Like it.
And Miami. So I'm going to be interesting to see what Zach Wilson does against a competent defense.
The Steelers are a decent defense. So.
I had to take a little jab. I'm just.
That's about all they got
If the
going
Patriots can take down the Patriots offense this year can take down your defense, then yeah. Anyways,
strong words.
Atlanta at Tampa Bay.
That's a Tampa Bay, and that's going to be, we'll go Chris Godwin. Why not?
I'm going with Tampa Bay. I think it's going to be closer than people think. I'm going with Tom off of a rough week off the field. Going with Tom. Tampa Bay is going to get a winner. Tennessee at Washington.
This is an interesting one, too, because Washington's at home, right?
Yep.
I think Tennessee's the better team slightly, but I'm going to go Washington to get a bounce-back win at home here.
All right.
Go Carson Wentz then, too.
I'm going with Tennessee. Even though they took down the Colts, which is not that impressive, it's still a pretty big win on the road. I'm going Tennessee and Derrick Henry. San Francisco at whatever that waste town is right now, Carolina. It's a I don't know what's going on down there. Picking 3 Panthers in one of my fantasy leagues. It did not pay off in any way. I'm going San Francisco and Deebo Samuel.
Also going San Francisco, and give me Jeff Wilson.
Philadelphia at Arizona.
Battle of the Birds.
Do they stay undefeated?
No, they don't. Ends now. Arizona is going to get hot. This is where they start. They're going to get to 4-2, 5-2, feel pretty good. Starts this week. They're going to get to 3-2. And Kyler Murray is going to get his legs involved even more than he has this year already. He's going to run for 50 yards and a touchdown to go along with 250 and a touchdown in the air. So,
well, they're going to stay undefeated, and A.J. Brown is going to be the player of the game. I'm also so up in the air on Arizona right now. So, going Philly, staying undefeated. Dallas at the Rams. There's so many good games this week. That's like such toss-ups.
And that's what I mentioned too. It's just like you looked at it preseason, and I don't know. There's some of these you might not have thought have been good games preseason, but there's been a lot of parity so far. Teams haven't really separated themselves yet as of late, and hasn't been significant injuries. I wouldn't say yet, which is good. Cross your fingers on that.
Well, I feel like there's been a lot of it's pretty significant. The concussion problem seems to be. It's obviously in the news, but it seems to be even worse than when you just look at the surface. So you got that. I think there's been some pretty bad ones. Who was it that got hurt on the Giants? They were talking about the turf. One of the receivers.
Sterling Shepard.
Yeah. I mean, you got stuff like that happening. You got torn ACLs. You got guys like Swift and Taylor missing time already. So it's obviously not been major injuries, but it's been pretty big deals on a lot of these. So one of those is Dak Prescott. Not really one of those major ones, but he's been out for 3 weeks now, and Cooper Rush is finally going to lose his first game.
Wrong. He's not.
No. We're going to differ on a lot, huh?
I'm going to go Dallas. Yeah, we're going to get real dicey this week. It's going to be a good game. I probably picked Rams preseason even with Dak Prescott, and I kind of am rooting against the Rams internally in a way, so I'm going to continue to do that and pick Cowboys here. And I'll go CD Lamb for player of the game.
I went with Cooper Kupp. That is our 6th difference already with 2 to go, by the way. So, Sunday Night Football, Cincinnati at Baltimore. Cincinnati got that win against Miami, and Baltimore had that weird game against Buffalo, but I'm going to go with Baltimore on the bounce back this week.
What another difference. I'm going Cincy.
7. I don't think we're going to make it 8, but maybe.
Yeah, so Cincy, I don't know, I want him to get it going too. This is a big pivotal matchup in the division for sure. I'm going to go Joe Burrow as the player of the game.
And I'm going with Lamar. All right, so Monday Night Football, Vegas coming off a win. Feeling good, maybe. But you're not going to be feeling good when you head into Arrowhead. Kansas City at home, I'm rolling with them and sticking with Pat Mahomes again.
Yep, I'm going with Vic. No, I'm not, but
you didn't get me that time. It wasn't that.
Yeah, I'm going with the Chiefs. I think the Raiders will keep this close and be in it late, but ultimately, I think it'd be crazy straight up to not pick the Chiefs in these. So I think the Raiders have a shot to get it done. But, yeah, overall going with the Chiefs. I'm going to go Pat Mahomes because who else is there? I guess Travis Kelce.
There's other people. But
it's just Pat Mahomes week after week.
So that rounds out the picks. We got to get our player of the weekend. I'm going to go with Aaron Rodgers.
Give me Nick Chubb to run all over the Chargers.
All right. So there we go. That'll wrap this one up. Hopefully next week this will be 2 separate videos. Never know. JJ said he wanted to film 3 nights ago and it didn't happen. Anyways, thanks for watching this one. We'll have MLB preview coming out soon, NBA as well, MLB playoffs, NBA preseason. A lot of stuff coming up.
Absolutely. We appreciate you guys' support. Until next time, peace.